Well, it's safe to say that Texas is the strongest in North America. I don't think there's any state that is really going to be able to stand up to this. I'm so sorry. I take it back. So what if every state in the US became its own country? As well as Canada. I didn't think I needed to mention them because they're basically our puppet, right? Now, it's been about a year since I played with this mod, but HOI4 has just gotten so much better since then. Not only the base game, but the other mods that I'll be using here today. So I think this will be the best campaign yet. As well as, don't forget the most important factor, I as a viewer have just gotten so much better since then. I'm an observer connoisseur, I guess you could say. I've been training my entire life for this moment. Okay, no, but seriously, I think what's gonna make this so much better is the fact that there are no democratic states or democratic provinces from Canada. Everyone is either fascist, communist, or non-aligned. But honestly, my favorite part of this mod is just seeing how Europe reacts. The Axis and Comintern are gonna have a whole lot of new members. And real quick, let's go ahead and give the people of Texas and California some new jack-off material. I don't think it surprises anyone that they just went fascist and communist, respectively. Already, here's our first state war. I think it's non-aligned New York versus obviously a communist Connecticut. I think they're dead. Oh, definitely, especially now the fact that Massachusetts just joined in. They actually might steal all this territory from New York. And surprisingly, Canada is not holding anything back either. Quebec going after Ontario, who actually just declared on New York. Pennsylvania, damn, just eating up Maryland real quick. And they're also in a war with New Jersey. The East Coast is just basically on fire right now. I don't even want to say anything because I know a lot of shit is going to change. As well as this chaos is going to ensue for a while, I want to make sure that world tension doesn't go up too high. At the start here, I just want to see how good individual states can do. A whole bunch of places are dying. Massachusetts, Arkansas, and now Iowa. Yeah, I'm sure I'm missing a lot more. Immediately, 2 states have come out ahead, or maybe a state and a province. Quebec's looking great, but don't underestimate New York. They've got a lot of manpower. All right, Texans, it's time to get that Alamo ready, baby. Or actually, maybe don't do that. You did lose all your men. Don't get the Alamo ready. As usual, Mexico loves getting involved when there's like instability in the US. We'll have to see if there's any states that want to help out Texas. This was kind of what I was referring to. I did not think it was going to happen. California and Texas now working together. And surprisingly, it looks like they're going to be fine. I mean, even Guatemala decided, yeah, you know what, we'll take a shot at the Mexicans. So I think it's going to be a race to see who can grab more land. It's actually a really smart move by Pennsylvania, Ohio, and Quebec. I mean, New York is arguably one of the strongest powers in this region. You gotta take them out. After at least a dozen states or provinces have died, it's really weird to see this part of the continent still so perfect. I know you guys are typically peaceful people, but you gotta do something. After taking out Louisiana, Texas is just running straight through Mexico. It's not perfect, as you can see, but they are looking like they're gonna win the race to Mexico City. Wow. Okay, how did California not take anything? It looked like they were contributing a little bit. Okay, I guess that was just all show. Well, it's safe to say that Texas is the strongest in North America. I don't think there's any state that is really gonna be able to stand up to this. I'm so sorry, I take it back. No, but I have no idea how West Virginia is doing this well. Or Appalachia. They're fascist, so they get like a special name. They're at war with Quebec right now. Ooh, while Texas in the South has inherited that 3-front war from Mexico. Kind of. I mean, they're at war with California, Guatemala, and they declared on Oklahoma. Pennsylvania is quietly becoming a regional power over here. Maybe they'll continue down south, which is what they need to do, because they border 2 different monsters. Which, speaking of this conflict, it's going to be really bad when it ends. It doesn't matter who wins. I guarantee you they're going to go after Pennsylvania. Texas has already won 2 out of the 3 wars, so I'm sure they're bringing all their divisions towards California. Well, my state's fucked. And to return to Europe, we have Franco winning the Spanish Civil War. I feel like the balance has gone back towards nationalist Spain. They're winning all the time now. Man, and another huge win. 18 states? They already had over 200 factories, so this is getting crazy. Oh man, and it's already begun. Fascism supporting fascism. I expect to see a lot more of this from just nations in general around the world. I mean, at least California's still around. They're fighting an army that's, I think, at least twice their size. Luckily, they're using some Thermopylae tactics. Oh, whoops, I totally forgot about Puerto Rico. Man, I feel bad. Although, everyone forgets about them. Things are looking really normal in this continent. Like, it's kind of scary how normal things are looking. France is joining the Allies. Poland's doing their thing. As I said, Franco's here. And I'm getting real sick of your shit here, Hito. Yeah, I'm really tired of this monarchist crap. You're Lord of the Weebs, okay? Do some weird shit. Oh, this is pretty interesting. I've been noticing from some states and provinces like New Mexico and Yukon, they're slowly changing ideologies. We're probably going to see a lot more of that from the other non-aligned places. Finally, World War II. It's about time. Okay, well, this shouldn't pull in the Allies just yet, but soon. Perfect. Okay, that didn't take long. It also didn't take long for Germany just to obliterate Poland. I guess that helps. It feels like the Germans have slightly more divisions than usual. Okay, what's going on? This doesn't feel right. Here's a lot of new members for the Allies. Greece joined, Romania joined, and then of course Denmark and Norway joined. I guess this makes things a little bit more complicated, but at the same time, not that much. Not when they're getting all this help from Franco, West Virginia, and Venezuela. Okay, does someone from Colorado want to let me know what the hell red carpet country is? That sounds like a reference to a ginger person's pubes. No big surprise here. I figured these two were gonna join the Axis. All right, well, the rest of these states better be freaking out. And I guess that's the only appropriate way to respond. Okay, since the Californians had joined the Comintern, the Soviets and Germans are at war. And now Florida wants to do something. Okay, I'm all right with this. I wonder how many ships you have over here. Yeah, that could be useful. There's also this whole new team that formed out of purely fascist states. I can't believe all those places are fascists, and they're actually going to be the ones that I believe take out California. We even have minor South American nations joining, so who knows? Maybe this faction could lead to something big. Turns out Germany is actually in a really tough spot. They haven't moved this front against France at all, but luckily they're not at war with Stalin just yet. Oh my god, no. The Mormons are coming. I can't imagine a more terrifying force. They better be using nothing but bicycle divisions. For a second there, I thought Florida managed to land a naval invasion inside of the Yucatan Peninsula. No, that was France, I think. It was someone. It wasn't Florida, though. Well, this thing's over. Yeah, the Germans just collapsed. Surprisingly, I think France is going to get a little bit more land than the Soviets will. Japan is trying to help out in the east, although they're fighting both China and the Soviets, so that's a really bad combination. Well, this is something you don't see every day. This island, I have no idea what it's called, is shared by Haiti, the Dominican Republic, and now Florida, because they were actually just kicked off of mainland North America. I guess the question is, how long can these states survive without any sort of Axis support? There's going to be nothing left in the Eastern Hemisphere, so they're going to be taking on all these factions by themselves. Well, Texas, at least it was the Allies that took you. Much better than the Soviets, I'd assume. There's a chance you might stay intact. Here's the massive peace deal. This is actually one of the bigger ones because the Axis had a lot of members. It doesn't look like that much land was taken. A lot of democracies were put in power, and a ton of places were liberated. The old world looks pretty much normal, but I'm assuming this is why we saw just so many places in that peace deal. All the states got released, and I think a lot of them got turned into a democracy. And that's what I thought. Yeah, Texas does somehow get to keep Mexico, because the UK doesn't give a shit about them, and they got turned into a democracy, so they're part of the Allies. Unfortunately, though, big, beautiful West Virginia just got turned into normal West Virginia. Kind of. And hey, they're always going to be big and beautiful in my heart. Also, Ohio, it's just, you know, whatever. If you say so, do whatever you want, man. Portugal is attacking Spain after the war. All right, I don't see a point in that, but they're actually doing pretty okay. Also, China's at war with the Allies. I don't know when or why that happened, but obviously this puts them in a pretty tough spot. This is definitely one of the more bizarre things. France got like Eastern Poland and Lithuania. That really doesn't feel right. Wow, and I was wrong. Portugal took 13 states as well as puppeted the rest of the Spanish Empire. I'm assuming that's their colonies in Africa. And even though Mao took over most of China, he's also at war with the Allies. So this region is just destined for democracy, I guess, because he's not going to be able to stop them. As well as Japan has become communist, but they're still part of the Axis. That's a little strange. Figured, I don't know, you'd have a sexy mustache daddy right now. I love how Hawaii has just been kind of secretly chilling here the whole time, just fascist. I'm surprised they have 2 divisions. There's probably only like 12 people living here right now. I guess there could be some arguments that maybe Pennsylvania did the best here. I mean, they captured a whole lot of states and they're still independent. I wish they weren't non-aligned though. I mean, if your state or province still exists like 5 years later and at the end of this video, you gotta be proud. Even if they were eliminated before, at least they survived till the end, kind of. I can't say the same. Thanks for watching. and I'll see you next time. A big thanks to Furry Cruz, Daddy Seabeans, Sister Fister, Yeet God, McNeckass, Jen's Love Disc, King Solomon, Kiwi Supreme, Branko is Thick, Maxi G, Swiss Argo, John Spillman, Jake Paul's My Daddy, Bruce Vacation, Elijah Senpai, Kirby, and Alfie C.